There's a playground. Not just any playground, but one lost to time, swallowed by the shadows of a small town that no longer remembers it. Hidden behind overgrown trees and rusted gates, it sits abandoned, forgotten by most, but never truly empty. This playground was once the heart of a bustling neighborhood, where children's laughter echoed through the air, where parents gathered on warm summer evenings, and where life seemed simple and safe. But beneath the surface of this innocent facade lies a story so dark, so haunting, that it was buried deep in the town's collective memory, erased from records and whispered only in hushed tones. It happened decades ago, in the late 1970s, in a small town in the northern United States. The playground was built near an old elementary school, surrounded by thick woods and a creek that ran cold and fast. It was a place where children played freely, swinging on creaky swings, climbing on rusted jungle gyms, and chasing each other through the tall grass. But one autumn evening, everything changed. On a chilly October day, a group of children gathered at the playground after school. Among them was a quiet boy named Tommy, just 8 years old. Tommy was known to be shy, often seen sitting alone on the swings, staring into the distance. That day, Tommy was there with his friends, but as the sun began to set, he vanished without a trace. At first, the parents thought they'd simply gone home early or wandered off to a friend's house. But as night fell and Tommy didn't return, panic set in. A search party was organized, combing through the woods, the creek, and the surrounding areas. The police were called, but no sign of Tommy was ever found. Days turned into weeks. The town was gripped by fear and sorrow. Flyers were posted, news reports aired, but the boy had disappeared as if swallowed by the earth itself. After Tommy's disappearance, strange things began happening at the playground. Parents reported hearing faint laughter and whispers on the wind, even late at night when no one was there. Some claimed to see a small figure swinging alone on the rusted swings, but when approached, it would vanish into thin air. The playground equipment, once lively and bright, started to decay rapidly. The paint peeled, the metal rusted, and the ground beneath the swings became eerily soft, as if something had disturbed the earth. At night, the playground seemed to pulse with a dark energy, and many locals avoided passing by it after sunset. Years later, a retired police officer who had been part of the original search shared a chilling secret. According to him, Tommy's disappearance was linked to an old legend buried deep in the town's history, a legend about a shadowy figure known only as the Watcher. The Watcher was said to be a malevolent spirit that haunted the woods near the playground, preying on lost children. It was described as a tall, thin silhouette with glowing eyes, always lurking just beyond the edge of vision. The townsfolk believed the Watcher could trap souls, keeping them forever trapped in a liminal space between this world and the next. The officer confessed that during the search, some of the searchers reported hearing strange noises, low growls, distant cries, and the unmistakable sound of children calling out for help. But when they followed the sounds, they found nothing but silence and darkness. But here is the part no one talks about, the part that chills even the bravest to the bone. One night, years after Tommy vanished, a group of teenagers dared to sneak into the playground. They came armed with flashlights and cameras, hoping to capture proof of the supernatural. As they explored, the air grew thick, the temperature dropping sharply. Suddenly, one of them heard footsteps behind him. Slow, deliberate, but no one was there when he turned. Then the swings began to move violently, creaking and groaning as if pushed by invisible hands. The flashlight beams flickered, and a low whispering filled the air, repeating a single word: "Stay." Panicked, the teens ran, but one of them tripped near the jungle gym. When he looked up, his flashlight illuminated a small handprint on the metal bars, fresh, wet, and impossibly cold to the touch. The handprint slowly began to fade, as if being erased by an unseen force. They never returned, but their footage was found days later, distorted, filled with static, and ending abruptly with a chilling scream that no one could explain. The playground still stands, though it is overgrown and nearly forgotten. The swings sway gently in the wind, creaking like bones in the night. The jungle gym looms like a skeletal frame, casting long shadows under the moonlight. Locals say that if you visit the playground after dark, you can hear Tommy's laughter mixed with the whispers of other children who never returned. Some have even claimed to see faint handprints on the rusted equipment, small, desperate marks that appear and disappear without explanation. No one dares to stay long after sunset. The air grows cold, the silence becomes oppressive, and the feeling of being watched is overwhelming. It's as if the playground itself is alive, holding on to the memories of those lost souls. Now here's the question no one has answered. What really happened to Tommy? Was he taken by the Watcher, trapped forever between worlds? Or did something else, something darker, claim him that night? And if the Watcher still waits in the shadows, watching, waiting, then how many more children have been lost without anyone knowing? Because some playgrounds aren't just places to play. They are gateways. Gateways to something beyond our understanding, something hungry, something patient. So the next time you hear the faint laughter of children where no children should be, or see a swing moving on its own in the dead of night, remember this story, remember Tommy, and ask yourself, if you were there, alone in that forgotten playground, would you run, or would you stay and listen to what the Watcher has to say? If you've ever been near an abandoned playground and felt something strange, or if you know a story like this, share it in the comments. What do you think happened to Tommy? And what do you believe waits in the shadows of forgotten places? The truth might be closer than you think.